I had a dream last night, Link. I have dreams every night. Everyone has dreams every night. Some people don't remember them.
I usually don't remember my dreams.
I remember my dream
or want
last
to
night.
tell anyone about them.
Well, this one's worthy of a good morning to you, Lincoln, I think. Let me see if I can remember.
The bar's kind of low, brother.
I was in college again.
Okay. So,
And I was on campus, and it was an unfamiliar campus, and I was a little bit lost, and I knew I had to get from one side of the campus to the other side of the campus and get to class.
classic.
I begin walking across campus, and when I get to the other side of campus, I realize I have lost one of my gloves. I was wearing gloves.
It was cold.
I just had gloves, and I lost my pants.
Classic.
So I went from having pants to being in my underwear, which is really common to be in a public situation, underwear, you're insecure, you've got something you're dealing with that makes you feel insecure. But it wasn't like I didn't have my pants to begin with.
Within a dream, that's common within a dream. Let's clarify that.
I lost my pants. I lost them. I wasn't thinking, oh, I don't have my pants. I was like, where are my pants?
That is unusual for a dream.
Yeah, it is.
Because what will happen is you'll be naked or semi-nude, and you'll feel the right thing, but you won't think the right thing. You won't think this is not right.
I was just thinking, where are my pants? I was thinking, how does this happen? How do you walk across campus and lose your pants?
And the glove.
You would think you would notice if somebody took them off. So I get to my dorm room. I go into the dorm because I'm not going to go to class in my underwear. Thinking straight in my dream. And then when I go into the dorm, I realize it is a ranch house.
One-story
ranch house. But it's like a super ranch. It's huge. And it has all this amazing technology.
It's futuristic.
Like the shades are automatic, which is very futuristic to me at least. And there's all kinds of machinery and stuff in this room, in this bedroom, and I go to sleep. And then I wake up.
Because you were already in your underwear, you might as well just go to sleep.
Yeah, one glove on like Michael Jackson in my underwear, and I go to sleep. Now, I wake up in this house, and my mom comes to the door. It's like I'm in high school. I'm regressing in my dream. You know, the last time I lived with my parents was in high school. So
Benjamin Button.
I'm aging backwards. My mom comes to the door to wake me up, and she's like, all right, time to go. And she is younger, much younger though, like she's like my age now, and she has this like 50s haircut that doesn't look very good. It's a bit weird. And I'm like, okay, Mom. And then I go over and I see that the sink is running water, very hot, steaming water. And I'm like, well, I gotta brush my teeth. So I start trying to brush my teeth, and it's gonna get a little slow here, but the details are amazing. I look at this hot steaming water, I'm trying to brush my teeth under it, and then I'm like, why is there hot steaming water coming intermittently out of this sink? And then I find a manual in the dream for the washing machine that is in this super ranch house of technology. And in the manual it says, I can't believe I remember all these details. If you load the washing machine 20% above capacity, there's a relief system, a relief valve system that will come out in the sink in this bedroom. And you can brush your teeth in it. The brushing the teeth was not in the manual. I didn't know. This is all new to me because it's a dream.
Is the water soapy?
No, it's just hot, steamy water coming from a washing machine, I guess. Kind of gross. But I didn't know. I'm inventing this reality as I go. My subconscious is. Now, I say, okay, well, the shades come up automatically, like, I didn't control them. It's like, daytime, time to go. And I go outside. That's when I realize I'm at a summer camp. And you're there. You're a counselor. Now, you're not my counselor. We're co-counselors. And you are in a large suit, like a Fruit of the Loom suit, that has your arms and your legs that come out of it, but you're like a big, I don't want to say you were a fruit or a fruity, but it was some sort of large costume where your head and your feet and your legs came out of it, and the kids were chasing you.
You don't know what the costume was?
I cannot remember what it was.
You can remember how hot the water was, but you can't remember what I'm wearing.
You know, you go in and out of these things, the level of consciousness.
It just hurts my feelings a
I'm
little
sorry.
bit.
Well, they're really about to be hurt in a second. Now, you are being chased off of this pier.
By all the kids?
Dock, by all the kids. But it's like you're playing around with them, and you run and you jump off the dock. But then I realized the dock has like a 60-foot drop at the end, and you jump off and you swim around and you come back to me and you're like, come on, let's do it. Like, I'm late, you know? I woke up in my futuristic house and I didn't know what was going on.
You're not with the program.
But you're there, and I have on the same suit. I realize.
You look down?
I'm like, oh crap, I've got on a big fruit suit too, or whatever it was. Fruit of the Loom. And the kids start chasing me off the dock. And you're like, come on, let's do this. And I'm like, okay, you go right, I'll go left. You know, jump at the same time off this 60-foot dock. And we get up and it was like you didn't hear me at all. And you went straight and you like got in my way and I stop at the edge and you go flying off. And then I'm like, I'll wait for you to swim out of the way and then I jump. And as I'm jumping, I realize that there is a concrete ledge just under the surface of the water that you have not warned me about. That's like 10 feet out and you have to get a running start.
Should have known about it.
I died, Link. I don't know if I died. I hit the thing and I don't remember anything else.
Did you dive head first?
I just died in this big suit.
You went feet first.
Yeah, but I don't remember anything else.
You know you hit the ledge.
I was about to hit the ledge and whoosh, and then the dream was over. I died, Link.
You didn't die. You woke up because you were going to die.
You killed me. You killed me in our dream. In my dream.
I didn't murder you. It might have been an accident.
Well, but I feel like I'm gonna carry something around with me if you don't apologize for it. I would like you to apologize to me for not warning me about the ledge in real life, and then that will straighten out something in my subconscious. Listen, people in the comments already think that we hate each other. Have you seen the comments? They're like,
I can feel the comments.
What's
right
all
now.
the hostility between Rhett and Link? You guys don't seem like you're having fun anymore. First of all, people, I don't want to get frustrated with you, but I'm a little frustrated with you if you made a comment like that, because
we're having fun.
Apparently, you have never had a best friend. Now, I'm not gonna hug Link right now because I'm not a hugger. Sorry. Link can give me a side hug, but have you ever had a brother or a best friend? You pick at each other all the time. It's just part of the relationship.
Just go with the people.
You know, just get over it and quit making those comments, you know? Or just go watch somebody who just seems like they're hugging all the time or something, if that's what you're into. I don't know. That's not what we do around here. But anyway,
we like each other so much in a brotherly way that it seems like we don't like each other.
But I would like you to apologize to me.
And I wouldn't like to do that because then all of a sudden I'm admitting guilt. It's like,
No.
What?
I know that it's not real, Link. But my subconscious doesn't know that it's not real.
Then this is like some psychiatric session. This is like, it doesn't seem like it should be something that we should be doing.
It's therapeutic. Self.
Like therapy.
Self-therapy.
This shouldn't turn into like some sort of therapy. I'm sorry that you dreamed that.
That's a half-hearted apology. Okay, now we've talked about dreams several times on Good Mythical Morning.
Yeah.
And if you watch season 1, you know that I'm into dreaming and I have tried to lucid dream, and I'm more disciplined at times, but I'm kind of going through a phase where I haven't really been thinking about dreaming. I've just been distracted. I've been doing a lot of other things. I haven't been writing down my dreams when I wake up. I haven't been trying to remember them that much.
All that requires discipline.
Yeah, and I don't have a lot of discipline if you didn't notice. So, the other night, I was in the bed that I usually share with my wife.
Okay.
As in pretty much every night that we're at home. I don't usually sleep on the couch, kind of thing. We share a bed.
That's a sign of a
healthy relationship. Yes. Now, my wife, nor I, neither of us talk in our sleep. So, in 11 years of marriage, yes, I've been married for 11 years, I've never been awakened by my wife saying anything. I've been awakened by women screaming, but they've been out here, like on the street. You remember that. Mm-hmm. But never we just don't talk in our sleep. Now, you guys, you and Christy on the other hand,
yeah,
we know that there's a lot of talking in the sleep that happens.
So what you're saying is that in this particular night, it seems like that she awoke you by talking for the first time ever. I will say that Christy, my wife, she usually falls asleep before me. I'm doing some reading in the bed or whatnot.
Research.
And within like 15 minutes of going to sleep, she'll be scolding the kids in her sleep. That's what she does.
Really?
Get out of there! Or put that knife away! Or you don't need a Band-Aid for that!
Take your hand out of the garbage disposal!
Right, that kind of stuff. So she's scolding the kids. I wish that she could have more pleasant dreams, but...
Really? Every night?
Yeah, but at least I know what she's dreaming about. So, and sometimes I talk to her.
She's dreaming about disciplining the kids.
It's okay. What does that tell you about my kids? So yeah, she talks a lot, but if she's never woken me up talking, well, it seems like that's where you're going.
Jesse wasn't exactly talking. Okay, it was probably 2 a.m. Middle of the night, and what I hear is, and then I wakes me up and I look at her and she's doing that I'm sleeping but I'm trying to scream, so I'm kind of halfway there, like mouth half.
Does she look like that?
She's prettier than that.
I should hope so.
And
I go to the side of it. I know what you're saying though. It's like I'm asleep, but it's like sometimes I talk like this when I'm sleeping.
yeah, you're not fully there.
You don't get all the words.
But so then she kind of comes out of it, and she's awake. And I'm like,
she's like,
it kind of ended with a little bit of a
screech.
And so I was like, hey, what's wrong? She was like, I was having a bad dream. I was like, duh, And at that moment,
what time was this, by the way?
2 a.m.
Okay.
Approximately. At that moment, I said to myself, that's weird. I was just having a nightmare, and she awoke me from my nightmare. We'll talk about that in the morning because it's 2 a.m. We can't have a coherent conversation now. Let's just go back to sleep and we'll talk about it in the morning. Thankfully, I remembered my dream and she remembered her dream.
So you both rolled over and just went back to sleep at 2 a.m.
Yeah, so then we wake up in the morning, the birds start chirping, the room fills with light. I'm trying to paint a mental picture for you here so you can understand what it's like.
Beautiful, Red.
And
being bathed by the sun and serenaded by birds.
So I said, Jesse, tell me about your dream last night. And she said, I was like in a crib. She said, all I remember is I was like in some kind of like crib for adults. And
do those exist?
Yeah. And then I look out of this crib and I see this woman coming towards me. And she was coming towards me, but it was more like she was like skipping frames, kind of jumping towards me. So I was like kind of like The Ring, but
horror movie.
She hasn't seen The Ring. She was like, I guess, but yeah, it was very freaky. And at this moment, as she's telling me this, I'm beginning to like sweat a little bit. You'll understand why in a second. And she says, this woman was getting closer and closer to me. And then I started screaming because I was like, she is going to hurt me. This woman is going to hurt me. I have got to scream. And you can't scream very well in your dreams. So she was trying to scream and scream, and then she woke herself up, then woke me up.
I sound like a whale.
I said, what color was her hair? And I was thinking to myself, if she says blonde, I am going to freak out. She says, blonde.
What?
I said, let me tell you about my dream. In my dream, which of course you were there, because you're there in 95% of my dreams, and I wish that you weren't. Why are you always with me in my dreams?
I'm your protector.
Me and you were looking at real estate.
We work together a lot.
And my brother's brother-in-law, Micah.
I don't care about real estate.
My brother's brother-in-law, Micah, was in a suit and tie showing us, he's not even a realtor, but he was showing us office space in a big building.
Okay.
And so we go into this big office building, and all I know, for some reason, I have this knowledge. I'm like, guys, you know that floors 100 and 101 are haunted, so we don't need to go to those. Everything else is okay. They're like, okay. So we press like 14 or whatever we're trying to go to. And of course, typical horror movie-esque thing happens. Press the button, and 101 lights up, and suddenly the elevator just starts shooting for floor 101, and I'm like, everybody's like, kind of freaking out. We get to 101.
Nothing you can do,
The elevator doors open, and it's this huge, dark, dilapidated warehouse. Something that wouldn't be on the top floor of an office building. It was like a huge, like, tobacco warehouse or something,
Very scary.
And we look out and there's nothing, and so then the doors just kind of start closing, and I'm gonna like kind of screw with you guys a little bit. So as the doors are closing, I yell out into the emptiness, hey! And they kind of look at you guys like, see, it's not haunted. But when I say, hey! Doors open back up. And about 30 feet away, there is a blonde woman in like a gown. And she begins walking towards the elevator, and she's increasing speed.
She's skipping?
No, she's not skipping. She's just walking. And as she gets right up to the elevator doors, I am awakened by my wife screaming.
No. Frankie!
Can you believe it? So first of all, I told my wife this, and she's like, we both kind of sat there for several minutes, like, I'm freaked out about it right now, thinking about it again. And I've told several people.
Have you watched a horror movie with Jesse?
Okay, yeah, right, okay.
Starring a blonde woman who comes at you if you're either in a crib or on the 101st floor.
Right, because it seems like the most logical explanation for this, using Occam's razor, right? You shave with Occam's razor?
Sure.
I do every morning.
is that you both watched this movie.
Is that there was some trigger. There was something that we both experienced that then we coincidentally experienced at the same time, and then in the night our sleep cycles are kind of aligned. We were entering into REM sleep at approximately the same time. Yada yada yada. No trigger. Nothing.
No.
She doesn't watch horror movies. By default, I end up not watching horror movies. There's no blonde woman. Now your wife is blonde. Just side note.
Yes, she is.
But I'm not frightened of her, and it wasn't your wife.
And she wasn't scolding children, but your wife was in a crib.
It was no woman.
It wasn't Christy.
I do not remember the face, but it was. Her hair was different. It was almost reddish blonde. It was blonde, but it was just kind of big and long, and she was in like a gown.
So it's not that. So it's either that, or it's some supernatural explanation, or it's some combination of the two. Whereas maybe there's a discovery somewhere in the future that you find that people who share the same bed long enough are linked electronically or something, or that the government is piping in
like I've got like
certain thoughts.
A cable going from head to head?
Let us know in the comments what you think. I'm too freaked out to guess.
Have you ever experienced this, married people, or anybody out there who watches Good Mythical Morning? Have you ever had, I think this is called
a shared dream,
a joint dream, or a simultaneous dream experience with anybody? We would like to hear your stories.
Now, I did have a dream the other night that I opened my grill to cook on it, and Christy had placed 2 dog turds on the grill, and I was so mad.
You guys don't regularly partake of dog turds?
And I went and I approached her about, don't put dog turds on the grill. I know they're shaped like hot dogs, but good gracious.
No, I think if you grill them, they become edible.
No, I don't, but now I'm afraid to grill. Okay, my neighbor now, I've never met. On the left side, I've met all my other neighbors. We live in a cul-de-sac. We're all a big happy group of people who live next to each other. Except for this one, it's really the house. The house.
The left side when I'm looking at your
like
house,
if you're
or looking out.
If I'm exiting the house to the
left.
There's just been a series of people staying there.
Yeah. After a while, you just give up.
They can't settle down. That house, no one can settle into that house.
It's haunted.
And everyone who's there, is like, they're very private and kind of like, I'm hiding something.
Yeah, because of the ghost.
Kind of a way. And the people now, I can't tell if it's a couple that lives there and if their dad lives there with them, or if a guy who drives a taxi that has a lemon on the side of it lives there.
Oh, lemon taxi,
He parks there a lot.
Yeah, those are
it
bad.
looks like it's like lemonade taxi.
Lemonade, yeah. Well, that's the taxi service where they give you the free lemonade.
It's weird. So I haven't gotten to know them. The previous people I didn't get to know.
They're not worth it
either, but they put up a floodlight that comes on. Yes. It's motion detecting floodlight, and somehow the detector beam,
when you walk through your kitchen,
is askew, so that when I pull into my driveway, the thing goes off, and it doesn't just come on. It's like a UFO land.
Hold on, this is the people on the left.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, listen. When I come into your house and I just I turn around the cul-de-sac. I felt like there was like the LAPD was trying to pick me up in a helicopter.
It's like and it goes frank. It doesn't make the sound, but it
might as well.
It's the sound it would make if it were going to make a sound. Yeah. My other neighbor went over there and switched it out without telling me.
You for real?
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Hold on. Which neighbor did it?
Across the street, the one with the 2 sons. The one that the guy who wasn't that friendly to me, and I got mad at him when I asked him to help with the. We needed to do some woodworking for something. For Good Mythical Morning, and I asked him.
Doing woodworking.
And then he was like, "I can help you tomorrow." And I'm like, "Well, I needed it right now."
Right now, man.
So then I was just like, but then he became nice and he's taking care of business. No more rant.
So what did he do exactly? He changed the bulb out, or he went and changed the setting?
Changed the bulb out.
What did he do? Like a party bulb?
Just a normal floodlight, like a normal person. I'm a good neighbor floodlight. That was the brand. So anyway,
do you think they noticed?
Probably. I mean, everyone else certainly noticed.
Is it still bomb?
No.
It just
spotlight.
But now the robbers are gonna have their way with that place.
Well, then I heard a story. I was like talking to my neighbor across the way about the place and how the new neighbors who don't know him. He's like, yeah, it's a weird house. It's like, before you guys moved in, there was a for rent sign up for a long time, and then the for rent sign went away, and a family moved in, and then come to find out months later, I see them being evicted, and there's a cop there, and it's like, I'm like looking through my window, and went out and talked to the cop. This is my neighbor talking, and he said,
Thanks for that.
turns out the family took down the for rent sign and squatted in the house. Like, not physically squatted, like they lived in the house as if it were there for months.
Hold on,
nobody noticed.
They just
the neighbors just assumed that people moved in.
Well, hold on. But how do they even know? They're just like going around the neighborhood. They see a for rent sign. They go into it.
No furniture in there. They just lived in there.
They lived in there.
They lived in there, man.
Well, what about the guy who's showing the house?
I don't know. That's the weird thing.
They had some inside information.
Every other family that's moved in, no for rent sign has ever been erected. Don't laugh just because I said the word erected.
Do you know the owner?
Do
you know the owner?
No, never met him.
I don't have any of those kinds of issues in my place. One time a neighbor's dog got in the yard.
Peeping Tom. I got one of those stories. I think I've told this one before. This was
You got a Peeping Tom?
when this is my wife Christy's.
She's a Peeping
story.
Tom? I knew it.
She's got a problem. An intervention is going to happen. Matter of fact, this is it. Christy, you have a problem.
Quit peeping.
You're a Tom peeper. She peeps at Toms.
The guy's got to be a Tom. Yeah.
Right.
I understand that.
As a, she might have been 16 years old, and she had a neighbor who was like 3 years younger. 13. Boy. His name was not 13-year-old his name was not Tom, but it turns out it should have been. Christy's dad started to get suspicious of, we'll just call him Tom, and Tommy, and I don't know how he was tipped off that I think Christy may have seen him looking through her window. Okay, so then. And it must have been a pattern of this, because he goes outside and he hides in the bushes.
He hides in the bushes?
Christy's dad hides in the bushes.
Oh, the dad does.
Yes, my father.
I thought you were talking about Tommy.
He hides in the bushes, and lo and behold, here comes Tommy walking back over again. He's hooked, you know. It's his thing.
It's there for the taking, really. Or there for the looking.
He's looking. He's looking through Christy's window, and then all of a sudden. I wish I knew what he said. I would have to ask him. That would make the story better. But I'm just going to be authentic and say, I'm not going to make up what he said because I don't remember. But it was probably something to the effect of,
"Hey, Tommy,"
like shotgun cocking sound. Yeah. Insert that here.
You got through the count of 10.
No, but he confronted him in the bushes.
Yeah.
Like stood up and just, can you imagine as kids?
Run, man. You couldn't have caught him.
And he did not run. He grabbed him by the arm and then he escorted him back home to his parents and told him what he was caught doing. And he's in San Quentin prison. I don't know where he is.
One thing leads to another, man. It
But,
all starts with peeping.
I mean, did he stop? Did he stop? Probably not.
Man, once a peeper, always a peeper.
Right.